Hello there, this is DBT, and this Art of Runes. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 8, and today, as you can see by the title, maybe on the thumbnail, today we're going to be focusing on two topics. One of them is going to be checking the patch notes for update 67, which just released, so we're going to have a look throughout the entire patch notes and talk about them, and then we're also going to be trying the TLE for WhiteHatZ. That is one of the content creators for the game, and the TLE, well, his TLE has been already released. I haven't tried it yet, so I want to see how far I can get in there. But before I go into any of this, if you enjoy my content, make sure to hit the like button, as well as subscribe to the channel, because remember that I post literally daily, and whenever there's news, you bet that I'm going to be posting about them. But alright, so let's have a look at the patch notes, because, oh boy, it's a lot of patch notes to read, maybe. Alright, so update 67, let's go. It reads: Racers, gear up for the latest thrilling update to Asphalt 8 as we introduce new feature, vehicles, and events to enhance your racing experience. Here's what you can expect in update 67. And for the new features, we have new car upgrade recipes, which is to say that, you know, when you're upgrading cars, it requires a certain amount of parts and a certain amount of this, there's fusion coins and all of that. Apparently this has changed. Last time that they did the change was when they introduced cars upgrading from level 1 to 5 of any car of any rank. It would cost only one part instead of increasing amount of parts, so that was a good change. So I want to believe that this is also going to be a good change, though we don't know exactly what it is, unfortunately. Then we also have ability to upgrade cars with vouchers. You know, vouchers, that very premium currency. Well, now you can use it also to upgrade cars. Is that a good or a bad thing? So long as it's only an option to upgrade that way and not a requirement, that's fine. And I make that emphasis because back in the day when I started playing this game 4 years ago, there were some cars that in order to upgrade the last levels, for example the Lamborghini Centenario, if you wanted to take it to Pro, the last upgrades would cost tokens, which at that time were pay to win only. So let's hope that this is only an option to use vouchers instead of being a requirement, but we'll see. Then we also have entry to garage sales from the main menu. That is basically just like a shortcut to instantly go to the sale of cars, because you know currently you have to do a couple of taps or clicks, where if you're here you have to click either garage or click on the car, and then you go over here and then you filter by sale and there you go. But apparently they're just gonna add a shortcut for it somewhere in the main menu, so yeah, there's that. Then we also have more convenient interface for card conversion. I made a video a long time ago talking about how inconvenient the interface for the wildcard conversion is. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, is this thing, right? Where you're gonna convert cards, but then you have to convert card one by one, and it takes a while. Instead of being able, I always said that it would be so much better if I had a slider to be like, oh, I want to convert I can only do 10 conversions a day, right? Well, let me do 10 conversions, just light up the thingy and then you can convert 10. I hope that's what they're bringing or something along that way. And also to make it so that you don't have to browse through all of the cars. This is just, I don't like it. But anyway, let's move on. And the more interesting thing, I suppose, it's AdZ lottery rework. Tokens will now be available in the rewards pool. Now, I've seen some confusion as to what this could mean, and what I'm going to tell you is not me guaranteeing that this is exactly what it is, but that is what it sounds like to me. So, some people seem to think that this means that you will be able to get some tokens directly by watching ads. You know, in the same way that you can watch ads to get credits or fusion coins or whatever, they think that it also means you will be able to do this, but no. Lottery means this. This thing is the lottery for ads, in which you watch an ad and then you can get any of all of these rewards. So what I think it means is that they're just gonna add here tokens as well. Does that mean that you're gonna get tokens often? I don't know, and honestly I don't think so. I think it's just gonna be a low chance to get, just as everything else is a low chance to get. So yeah, unless they also mean to get some tokens here for the guaranteed ad watching milestones, but it just really sounds like they're gonna add tokens over here, which used to be kind of like that a very long time ago. But hey, you know, it moved from that, but now the tokens are free to play in a way. Well, that's apparently what it's gonna mean. So it's not guaranteed tokens every time. I don't think so. It's gonna be just random. So it's, hey, I got some tokens, cool. But it's not like, you know, you're gonna be able to farm them or anything. And I just wanted to make some emphasis on that point, because it does seem that some people were thinking that indeed this means that there's now daily ads for tokens. I don't believe that's the case. Again, I'm not sure, but by the way that it's written over here, it just tells me that it's gonna be added as one of the random rewards, and that is that. How many tokens? Who knows? It could be 10, it could be 100, Who knows? Hopefully it's gonna be something decent, worth trying, because as you can see, I never watch those ads anymore for the parts, so I don't need it. But alright, let's move on. We got new content, vehicles. Jump into the driver's seat with the new and returning cars, including Mercedes-Benz 2022 Show Car Vision AMG. And let me show you what the thing looks like. This is a car. Holy moly, it's in my personal opinion, a very ugly car. I don't like it at all, but hey, that is one of the new cars that got added, so there you go. Now there's another one, and that is the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT Black Series. That one looks better in my opinion. That's this one. Very cool looking car. You kind of know the shape of a car, but you know, it has a wing and all of that stuff. It looks nice. But yeah, those are the new cars that got added. And then there is also the return of the Formula E Gen 2, much like in the last patch. Apparently it's coming back to be acquirable, maybe through a similar event to the one we already had. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but hey, at least it seems that you should be able to get this car again if you missed it out that time. Then we got decals and avatars. Decals, customize your ride with the new decals available for Formula E Gen 2. So literally only for that one car, there's going to be a new decal. I hope it looks pretty cool, but hey, we'll have to see. Now, interestingly enough, we got the female avatars. Expand your avatar collection with 6 new female avatars, as well as a female version of all the content creator hoodies. You know how the DBT hoodie was currently, or has been currently, only for the male avatar, much like every other hoodie from the other creators and whatnot. Now, apparently there's also a version for the female avatar. So there is that. If you wanted to be sporting a female avatar with that hoodie, now is your opportunity. Next up, we got the exciting events. Racing Pass, don't miss the Racing Pass 15 with the return of the FV Frangivento Sorpasso GT3 and Racing Pass 16 featuring the return of the McLaren Solus GT. Now this is very significant because these two cars, the Sorpasso GT3 and the McLaren Solus, have been Treasure Rush cars. Treasure Rush meaning incredibly low chances to unlock the car, and if you wanted to pay for them, you had to shell ridiculous amounts of money, like 150 bucks, in order to guarantee those cars, or each one of those cars. So that is a very interesting move, but honestly it makes me a little bit afraid that if they're adding cars that they consider to be such high value, is the price of the pass going to be the same? Because remember, the pass used to be $10. As of the last Racing Pass, it got increased to $15, though very late on the duration of that Racing Pass, they also added a discount of 33%, which made it again into $10. So does that mean it goes back to $15? Does that mean it goes even higher? I don't know. It seems cool indeed to be able to get some of these cars that are in general very pay to win. And I mean, don't get me wrong, a Racing Pass is still a pay to win thing, but you know, it should be more accessible than going for Treasure Rush. But then again, that is hoping that the price remains the same. We'll have to see what is the case with that. Next up, we got car hunts. Chase down a selection of high-powered cars in our car hunt events, ranging from the Bugatti 110 to the Tushek TS900 Racer Pro. Alright, cool cars overall, but you know how car hunts work. This is nothing new, it's just what it has been all along. So there you go. Then we also have Treasure Rush. Seek out the Mercedes-Benz 2022 Show Car Vision AMG and the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT Black Series in our Treasure Rush events. So now we know which two are the new Treasure Rush. Probably there's still gonna be Treasure Rushes in between with other cars, but these are the main ones, the ones featured for the entire update. Two cars, two Mercedes-Benz, and one of them looks cool, the other one looks kinda meh. I mean, I personally don't like it, but hey, to each their own. Then we also have Formula E events. Be on the lookout for Formula E races across different locations. Well, okay. So I think it's gonna be like the last event, but okay. Celebration TLE International Workers' Day. Okay. No details on that. Let's continue reading the patch notes. Oh wait, that's the patch notes. Yeah, the patch notes aren't very long. And to be completely honest, this does make me a little bit sad to see how the development of the game is slowing down to this level where I don't want to sound negative, like a negative Nathan or something like that, right? But it does seem that this whole thing has to slow down to a point. I had mentioned in another video, do you guys remember when we used to have like a new car every week? Now we get 2 new cars per update, or at least in this update. So 2 cars for 2 months approximately, which is what the updates last. Only 2 new cars, and unfortunately that's about it. Honestly, I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions, but it does seem that the game is finding itself in a little bit of a precarious situation, and unfortunately, they're doubling down with the treasure rush, which honestly, I was having a discussion with someone on Discord precisely about the treasure rush, how it brings a lot of money for a game that does it. Yeah, if someone goes crazy wailing for it, they have to spend $150, but how many people are going to do that? Even if it's 1,000 people, the amount of money that Game Love would make from that doesn't really cover all the salaries that they have to pay, all the renting of spaces, a bunch of things. So whatever, that's going too deep thinking into it. But overall, I don't know, I think Game Love would benefit for selling more things but cheap than selling less things for really expensive prices. That's the way I see it. But yeah, that is the patch notes. Unfortunately, again, there's not much that I can talk. There's no rebalances on this patch either. Which again, rebalances are something that have been pending already for I don't know how many months, and we still are stuck without those rebalances. Is it that Game Love doesn't want to do it? Is it that they forget? Is it that they have so little time to work on it? I really don't know what it is, but I am seeing a decline. We used to have patch notes that were pages and pages and pages long. This one is literally one page and a tiny little bit, and that's it. So, make of that what you will. But now to get out of the doom and gloom situation over there of that mentality, how about we get into the TLE that I promised I would try? And yeah, like I said, I actually haven't even done a single race over here. It's kind of exciting because it's with the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute, the king of kings of the entire game. What a crazy car. In terms of performance and looks, I still prefer the Jesko Attack, meaning the old Jesko, because it has a big wing and whatnot. But hey, there it is, the Jesko Absolute. Now, it's a free try of the car. However, you don't have free boosters, so you have to use your own. But when we look at the rewards, well, the base rewards are kind of okay, just nothing special. But when you get to the 20%, you get 10 upgrades for Class B. In 10%, you get 10 upgrades of Class A. If you manage 5%, you're gonna get 750,000 fusion coins. And if you beat WhiteHatZ time of 55,604, you're gonna get 10 upgrades of Class S. Now, listen, I understand that WhiteHatZ, it's a very, very skilled player, and I think that is why this is gonna be pretty tough to get. So I'm not even hoping to get that. I'm really hoping for at least I want to get 10%. If I could get to 5%, that would be fantastic. So let me activate some boosters and try it out. And by the way, I already can see people telling me in the comments like, well, if Game Love to stop being so greedy and this and that, then the game would be doing better and whatnot. But man, I've had this discussion a million times on how a lot of players understandably don't really think about the business side of the game. Obviously, all of us would want to get every single car for free and to be all of them at ultimate rank, or rather ultimate stats, you know. You don't have to upgrade them and all of that. But obviously the game as a business needs to thrive. Now, that is not me saying like, oh, Game Love has no fault. Honestly, like I just said earlier, I do believe that Game Love has focused way too much on selling things very expensive in hopes to make a lot of money from that, instead of selling more things less expensive. That's the way that I see things, and I think that reflects precisely with the change that they did to the racing pass. How for a while it's been $10 and it was fantastic value, maybe even too good a value. But then Game Love was like, okay, then never mind, let's increase the price, and they put it on $15. And guess what? They have to put it back on sale, probably, my guess, because it wasn't selling as much as previous ones did. So yeah, it is a bit of a very sticky situation for Game Love, but in my opinion, they need to find how to sell things, because the answer is not give more things for free. That is not the answer. It will never be the answer for a business to give things for free, because people just want more and more free things, all right? All right, I got 56,874. Let's see where that put me. I'm willing to say that put me on 7%, maybe. Let's see. Where am I? 5%. Let's go, my first try first. Okay, cool. But what was my time? 58? 56,800. Yeah, I'm not gonna shave a full second of my lap time, but I'm gonna try again. That was my first try, and that was surprisingly good, so I'll take it. But yeah, the answer is not to give things for free, because the more free things you give, the more people want things for free. That's how that works. So I know that, like I said, I know that a lot of people just think like, hey, so Game Love should be better to the players and players will return. I really don't think that's the case. The more Game Love gives, the more we get used to what they give, and we expect even more. Like I said earlier, when we, in another video really, we used to have a lot of direct upgrades as of last month in events. Now we don't. And obviously people would be upset because, oh, now we don't get as many direct upgrades. But it's not like, oh, thank you, Game Love, for that period of time in which we got a lot of free stuff over there. Hope that you bring that again. No, it's like, oh, goddamn game love, now they're taking away all of the good stuff. And you see where I'm going? So it's not me saying, oh, we should be super thankful for Gameloft or anything. No, the same way that in a way, if you wish, I defend Gameloft for being a business and having to monetize. I understand that players are not supposed to be like, oh, thank you, oh powerful, mighty Gameloft, you have done us good. No, I don't want to go as far as saying that, but it is recognizing that, yeah, there's times when we get good stuff, there's times when they're not good stuff, and the answer is not just to make everything free at all times, because that is a very, very unrealistic wish or expectation as to how this thing could continue to be successful. Now, do I have the answer how to make it successful? That was a horrible run. Let me try it over. Do I have the answer how to fix this? No, I don't. All right, I don't. But I would say that probably it would be better to indeed go back to selling more things, but for cheaper prices. Stop making every car class S. I've already talked about how that's a problem. And make them more affordable. Not every new car needs to be a treasure rush car and sell it for $150. It doesn't need to be this way. But oh well, I'll just leave that topic over there because again, I don't know enough about economics or business management and all of that to be like, oh, Gameloft, you should do this. I don't. But, you know, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that topic. So I'm gonna try this a couple more times, but I don't think I can improve my lap time by much more. I'm surprised that my first lap was so good for my own standards. So, hey, if I can improve it a little bit. But I'm telling you, I'm definitely not gonna be able to beat WhiteHatZ's time because I am not that skilled a player. So that is fine. I can live with my own limitation. It's unfortunate that such a good reward like the 10 direct upgrades is locked behind such a difficult time. But, well, you know, it is what it is. Now listen, everybody has the liberty of deciding how they wanted to handle their own event. That's why I personally wanted my own event for the main reward to not be the most desired thing, instead just be something fancy but not extremely useful. Okay, that wasn't a better time. So for the next lap, I'm just gonna shut up and see if I can focus and do slightly better. Though, I highly doubt it. Okay, shut up, BBC. Oh, what was that? Oh no, that was terrible. That slowed me down so much. Okay, this run is dead. Oh well, RIP. But yeah, I mean, I don't know that you, the viewer watching my laps, is gonna tell you, oh, this is how you do the lap. Because honestly, my laps are messy. All right, so me getting to 5%, that's kind of a miracle. And my first try, really. Like, I would imagine that if I try enough, I would get to 5%, but I wasn't expecting to get on 5% on the very first lap. But hey, you know what? I'll take it. But yeah, this is definitely a worse lap. And that's why I'm talking now, because it was already messed up, so who cares? It's worse. It's all right. So let me try one more time, see if by any magical random chance I can improve it. What was it? 56,800, I think that was my time. So let's see if I do better this time. At least I didn't get a weird jump this time. The nitro on the Absolute is really good, isn't it? Jesus. At least compared to the other Jesco, this feels amazing with the nitro duration. Probably not the best nitro out there, but still. No, it was worse. This time was also worse, and I was trying to focus. Yeah, I have no idea how my first try was my best attempt, but I did make it into 5%, so that makes me happy enough. So there you go. If you wanted to how to do a lap just like DBT, maybe you should look to someone that has more skills than I do. But there you go. So if you enjoyed the If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do, like button, all of that stuff. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.